today's guest is the founder of a holistic lifestyle blog called The Local Rose. She is the creator of a natural skincare line called Shiva Rose Beauty. She is a mother, and she just wrote her first book called Whole Beauty, which I am so excited to read. The gorgeous goddess, Shiva Rose!
Hello!
I'm so excited. Like, when I saw you, I was like, I feel like I already know you.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been following each other.
Yeah,
and
we've had this like Instagram love affair, I think, for like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really inspired by you because we have a similar story.
It's so similar. I didn't realize how similar. I mean, I was drawn to your energy and everything that you were doing. And then even reading more about you in the last couple of days, I was like, we have the same kind of path.
We do.
Yeah.
Which I wrote in the book. I just said I admire you walking through the fires because I know how much pain you and I have been through in our lives.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to get all teary, but
yeah.
we just started.
Yeah.
But I feel like I always say to people that I didn't know how much pain I was in until it stopped. And I think you probably have a similar thing, having had RA. Like, you don't really realize because we adapt.
Yes.
And especially as women, we just kind of like have a high pain tolerance. But I think like once the pain stops, you're like, oh my goodness, how was I living like that?
How was I living like, yeah, I remember that exact moment. So let's start from the beginning so everybody knows what we're talking about. I was reading your bio that you actually were raised in Iran. And then, so how old were you when you came here? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, my mom's American, and she met my father, who's Iranian, and so I was born here. This is native land for me, but we left when I was a year to Iran. And my mother, which I think is the most fascinating story for a woman to have moved, an American woman to have lived there in the 70s to the 80s, back then.
Yeah,
like, just
she was an interesting woman.
very interesting. Yeah. Like, I'm always like, wow, that's the story I want to tell.
So brave, yeah.
So brave. So we lived there, and we lived in the countryside. And I lived there for 10 years until the revolution, and then we had to escape because my mom was American and my father was very liberal. So he was an entertainer, and he was on a list to be executed. So we basically escaped in the middle of the night.
That's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. And we just, even getting out of the country, our plane was hijacked. It's like such a crazy story. And I didn't tell it for a long time because people didn't believe me, and then finally, I think as a child, I once told somebody that thought I made it up, and then I learned to just not talk about it, and then finally years later, I was like, this is my story, I'm claiming it, this is real, I didn't make this up. Yeah. So that it's good, it makes you who you are, that's like why, we become artists or get into the healing world, or we sort of turn that fuel into medicine.
Absolutely. And you've obviously done that because then after you had your first daughter, you got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease?
Yes, exactly. You're a good researcher.
Yeah. Well, it's so similar. I didn't have to remember anything because mine was very similar. I'm in my 20s. After my son, I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and you're a dancer, so.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was an actress, and but yes, it was after the birth of my first daughter. I was 25, 26, and I was so tired. I was like, this motherhood thing, how do people do it? And I remember going to see a manager, and they were like, oh my gosh, you have to cover those dark circles and put on some, and I was like, I shouldn't be feeling this way in my early 20s. So I actually went to see a dermatologist because I had a bruise on my back. And he was like, you need to get this biopsied ASAP. Wow. It was Dr. Lancer. I don't know if he's pretty famous in Los Angeles.
I've heard of him,
Yeah, and I didn't go to him for that. I went for my back, and he sent me to a rheumatologist, and the rheumatologist said it was scleroderma, which is where the collagen hardens. Yeah. And he said I had rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, lupus, and that I had probably a year to live.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's crazy.
And I remember getting my diagnosis, and it was probably the first time in my life that it was something I couldn't fix. Did you feel the same? Like, it was such a vulnerable state.
Such a vulnerable state. And I think, that's why I have interesting relationship with doctors and Western medicine, because I am of the belief that you can change and reverse almost anything.
Absolutely.
And our minds are so powerful, and sometimes it's better not to know. And thank God I have a little bit of I have a rebellious nature, because when he said that, I was like, that's not my story.
Yeah. Exactly. You didn't accept the diagnosis.
I did not accept the diagnosis, and I'm so grateful for that. But a lot of people would, and that's why I think you have to be very careful.
Absolutely.
And I haven't had my blood work done in over 10 years.
And you look amazing.
Thank you.
You feel amazing. So that's
you.
all that matters.
But I think you have to go also, once you get to a place where you manage whatever you have to just go by your body and your intuition.
Yeah.
Rather, for me, that works.
And I think we're just very sensitive. So for me, it keeps me in line. If I eat certain foods, or if I'm around certain people or things, I feel things very much more.
My goodness. And I feel like the cleaner you get, I don't know if you know that. And I mean, I'm not a saint. I love to, have a glass of wine and have a steak and live in the world.
Is important.
Yes,
it's very
because you don't want to be stressed out about things. However, the more clean you get with your meditations and your life, I feel like then you're even more sensitive, right?
It's true.
You kind of feel vibrations even
Absolutely.
more so.
Yeah. No, I when I went really clean when I first got sick for about a year of my life, I was super clean, macrobiotic diet, but I couldn't function in the real world. It wasn't realistic for me to live.
You're not as fun.
Yeah, I wasn't going out. I was like bringing food with me if I did go out. I was super annoying. But I was very clear, and my eyes were clear. Everything was very clear, but that's no way to live.
Yeah, because part of it is enjoyment of life too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You have to enjoy it and I think now with the wellness community has grown so much that now we're like becoming almost phobic,
Yes.
Which I went to China a year ago to further my practice into tea ceremony. And I did it on purpose because I was like, okay, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be without organic food. I'm going to be, in the mountains with just a backpack. I'm going to be with people I don't know. Like I wanted to push myself. And
cool.
Yeah, and I think everyone needs a reset sometimes where you can't control, because we control everything, right?
Absolutely.
So much.
I totally agree. So after you got diagnosed, that's kind of what inspired you to do your skincare line originally, right? Or did the blog come first?
Oh my goodness, no, a long time went. So that was when I was in my early 20s, and then I went to a Sikh doctor, Dr. Saram Khalsa, and he was sort of the one who said, I will help you start feeling better. And I started to get on the holistic path, but it wasn't until many years. I mean, I was on Plaquenil for a while, which is an anti-malaria, anti-inflammatory medicine. It's been so many roads, and that's why the book is sort of like this, sort of encompasses the roads and the journeys. But it wasn't until about 10 years ago when I got divorced from a 16-year marriage. My health condition, all this stuff came back. I had to move with my kids. My acting career, I just wasn't fulfilling me. So that was sort of the beginning of the end and the beginning of the beginning. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to Mother Earth and nature and grow my own food and create my own products and practice Kundalini and meditation, spirituality every day, get into nature. I started my blog then. So it wasn't until then that I started to actually come out and start to feel better.
Well, you choose to use that as fuel, and you rebirth something amazing, which
Thank you.
is so beautiful.
Thank you.
I think you can tell, just with the products, and I'm so excited to read the book. Do you want to share a couple of the modalities? You share recipes and tonics and crystal stuff.
Yes.
Everything is kind of
Well, that's what I feel like. I tell people I'm like a spiritual whore in a way because I don't have, I'm like a seeker. It takes if I do everything that I'd like to do, it will take me a long time to get out of the house.
Yeah.
But they all work so profoundly. So yes, I do a little tea ceremony, which is drinking living tea, which is tea that hasn't been altered in any way, and it's really like an adaptogen, and it really makes you happy. I know, you have to come over and do it with me. And I do Kundalini yoga, and then meditation, and then yes, the book talks about beauty recipes and tonics, which I love. A lot of these Ayurvedic herbs, and like Shatabari is amazing for women. Well, all women should be taking Shatabari. It's called the herb. It's a woman with 1,000 husbands is the translation.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an interesting translation.
So, You want to like stay vibrant.
funny.
Shatavari, ashwagandha,
that,
all these amazing. And this is the great thing about the times we're living is that all this knowledge is accessible and it's, we're able to get it so easily.
It's so true. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to read the book. And I wanted to ask you, I always ask everybody, I know you share so many of your secrets in there and rituals that have worked for you. But if you could share one golden secret with the audience right now that have kind of helped you thrive through all these different things in your life, what would you say is the common thread?
I mean, there's so many little things like ghee, like adding more oil for your hair and your skin.
I love that you said ghee. That's so rad.
But the one that's like the most powerful one, I think, is that before anything, before anyone, before any place, the most important thing is your connection to source.
Yes.
So I think that that's like key to everything. And whatever source means to you, whether it's God or nature or, white light or spirituality or Jesus or whatever that thing is for you, that source, something that's greater than you, that connects you to your highest self. Spirit, source. So whenever I'm going through a hard time, I'll like sit still and just remember that connection to source, and then I'm like, okay, I can handle anything.
When you're in that seat,
seat.
Yeah.
Like today, I told you my chickens. My beloved chickens were all slaughtered.
Oh my goodness!
But it's
you live in Santa Monica Mountains, right?
I live there.
On the land, and you have chickens.
I have chickens and honeybees, and I grow a lot of vegetables, and so.
But you were sharing that you heard the coyotes got a hold of some chickens this morning.
And they're locked up pretty well, but I think the door managed to get open, and yes. But this is I also think about like 10 years ago, I probably would be in bed, like, couldn't deal with life if that happened.
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
let it roll off.
Letting roll off.
Yeah, you're in your seat.
So we're enjoying ourselves.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to try your beautiful products.
Thank you.
And read your book. And thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Such a sweetheart.
Thank you.